भारत की आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव is an initiative of the Government of India to commemorate 75 glorious years of progressive India and its rich history, diverse population, magnificent culture and great achievements. This Mahotsav has given all of us an opportunity to have a purview of what we have achieved, where we reached and what is yet to be done. It is important to notice that the National Committee for this Mahotsav proceeds with the vision of Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas, and hence disabled, women and all those who were lost in the colonial history can be seen here in this committee. Thus, this Mahotsav provides us with the enormous opportunities to tell our youths about the essence of real India, that is the pre-colonial India, and to connect it with a path of progress in the global India, that is the post-independence India. Now, while talking about women's situation, we see that even in the Vedic period of India, women were given all sorts of freedom and they were able to read Vedic scriptures as well as were participating in Shastrarth. And now through a long journey of struggle, it is in 21st century that women can be seen in every walks of life, from nurses to doctor, from home tutors to vice chancellors of universities, and from handling the complications of being a housewife to an entrepreneur. We can see women everywhere. She has crossed the time from no voting rights to the time when she is playing lead roles in the nation powerfully, because we have a very strong base for women empowerment with our constitution. This Indian tendency of having gender-neutral attitude is very much visible in Vedic period as well as in post-independence period while framing our constitution. It is seen that the thread of laws that runs through our constitution is completely based on gender equality or gender neutrality. We can see that in various countries, even like USA or England, women had to fight for their right to vote, but it was already there in our constitution. And naturally, when women will have equal voice in political arena, it would strengthen them in social and other spheres. In India, it is to be noted that we have not only the right to vote, but right to contest also. Besides these rights in the very beginning, while framing the constitution, no doubt that various countries have focused on women's liberty and freedom, but their focus was particularly on public sphere. While in Indian Constitution, Article 14, Article 15, Article 16, Article 21, etc. assures women's liberty, equality and freedom not only in public but in private sphere also. It is to be noted that with the support of Article 21 that talks of right to live with dignity, various social evils and practices were eradicated, like sati pratha and child marriage. Laws related to widow remarriage has also been passed. And it is with the support of this Article 21 that recently we got rid of a traditional practice of triple talaq, which was more often related to religion, and hence it was very difficult to resolve it. Besides this, adultery was not disapproved by Lord Macaulay when the Indian Penal Code was drafted in 1816. But it was questioned shortly after the Constitution of India was framed because it was against the spirit of equality that is inculcated in the Constitution. And in September 2018, Supreme Court struck down Section 497 of the Indian Penal Code that makes adultery a punishable offence for men so as to retain the dignity of women under Article 21. Now we also see that we have Article like 15.3 that validates the discrimination of sexes if it is done to support the weaker section. That is, in order to bring women on the same pedestal, they can be given some special rights. For instance, in 2017, a law was made to increase the period of maternity leave from 12 weeks to 26 weeks by making amendments to the Maternity Benefit Act of 1961. Thus, we see that numerous bills have passed, several laws are made, and many amendments have been done in order to empower women. In this sequence, we have several acts like Dowry Prohibition Act of 1961. We have Medical Termination Pregnancy Act of 1971 that gives women right to abortion in certain critical circumstances. We also have Equal Remuneration Act of 1976 that aims to get equal wages without gender discrimination. We have Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act of 1994 to prevent female feticide. We also have Hindu Succession Act of 1956 with some amendment in 2005 that talks of females' legal and equal rights on the paternal property so as to give financial support to daughters. Then we also have Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act of 2013 to allow women to work independently. Besides these acts and constitution, we see multiple government schemes have been launched to assure multifarious development of women, particularly to make them economically independent and to ensure their good health and nutrition. There is target to establish more than 700 one-stop centers in different districts to support and counsel women. We have also recently seen that the top court had directed that women officers in the army will be granted a permanent commission rejecting the center's stand regarding women's physiological limitations. However, in spite of these laws, acts, and schemes, behavioral pattern of society also plays a significant role, because of which women are still facing sexual harassment, domestic violence, and social discrimination. Laws of constitution and various amendments in them have undoubtedly uplifted women's participation in every walks of life. Today they are teachers, drivers, lawyers, politicians, pilots, space researchers, and so on. But their participation is quite less as compared to men, because in spite of various laws and their amendments, women are still fighting every day at local and domestic level. They are made victims of rape, and these hindrances obstruct their way to think big or to do big. Thus, laws and schemes definitely play significant roles in uplifting the gender participation, but as an individual of society, every stakeholder like parents, neighbors, society, school, media, etc. must take the responsibility of teaching moral, mental or psychological lessons to our kids as well as to our youths regarding the equality to bring about a positive change in the behavioral pattern of the society. However, beyond these hindrances, there is no doubt that the role of women in 21st century has changed with the development in science, trade, commerce, and technology. Women are leading everywhere. They are making maximum utilization of the available resources for their well-being and are preparing grounds for the generation to come also. We are now a developing country where women are self-dependent. They are good managers and are making good balance between family and the outside world, and are becoming a responsible citizen of the society. In order to conclude this talk, I would like to end up with the names of those popular women who have made India feel proud with their achievements. So we have Geeta Gopinath, the first Indian woman to assume the position of Chief Economist at the International Monetary Fund. Hima Das, the first Indian athlete to win gold at the IAAF. We also have many other Olympians of international fame like Mary Kom. We have Sky Warrior like Avani Chaturvedi, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, the Project Director of Chandrayaan-2 Muthaiya Vanitha, Rocket Women of India Ritu Karidhal, and we have several such names like Kiran Bedi, Mother Teresa, Arundhati Roy, Layar Seema Kushwaha, and many more are the inspiration for other women of India to fill the vacuum of laws and its awareness, and to be the achievers and cooperate each other in order to empower each other.